Some drivers inherit talent, others inherit pressure. In Formula One, carrying a legendary surname can feel less like an advantage and more like a target on your back. Every mistake becomes a headline. Every podium gets compared to history. Every lap is judged against fathers who defined entire eras of motorsport. Some sons cracked under that pressure. Others escaped it completely. And a rare few surpassed the legends before them. From world champions who honored the family name to drivers whose careers collapsed beneath it. How good are the sons of Formula One legends really? Damon Hill, the son who finished the story. Being the son of Graham Hill meant carrying one of the most respected names in motorsport history. Graham remains the only driver ever to complete motorsport's Triple Crown by winning Monaco, Le Mans, and the Indianapolis 500. So when Damon Hill entered Formula One, expectations followed him everywhere. Unlike many second-generation drivers, Damon didn't arrive as a teenage prodigy. He came late after racing motorcycles and grinding through lower categories. Once he joined Williams, everything changed. Damon became a genuine championship contender almost immediately. His battles against Michael Schumacher in 1994 and 1995 were intense and controversial. Critics claimed he only succeeded because of the dominant Williams car. But pressure destroys drivers all the time, even in fast machinery. In 1996, he delivered. He won the championship and became one of the few sons in Formula One history to match his father's greatest achievement, Jacques Villeneuve, the son of a racing icon. Most drivers are compared to champions. Jacques Villeneuve was compared to a legend fans treated almost like a religion. His father, Gilles Villeneuve, never won a world championship, yet remains one of the sport's most beloved drivers because every lap looked impossible. So when Jacques arrived in Formula One, the challenge wasn't simply winning races. It was surviving comparisons to a man many considered untouchable. What made Jacques impressive was how quickly he silenced doubters. Before Formula One, he conquered IndyCar and won the Indianapolis 500. Then he arrived at Williams in 1996 and immediately took pole position in his debut race. 1 year later, he fought Michael Schumacher for the World Championship and won it dramatically. His career declined afterward, but the important part remains undeniable. Jacques accomplished something his father never did. He became Formula One world champion while carrying one of the heaviest surnames in racing, Nico Rosberg, the man who beat Hamilton. Keke Rosberg was respected in Formula One, but he was never viewed as one of the sport's dominant forces. So when Nico Rosberg entered the sport, the pressure felt manageable at first. That changed quickly once people realized how naturally talented he was. Then came the hardest challenge imaginable: Lewis Hamilton as a teammate. From 2014 onward, Mercedes dominated Formula One, but Hamilton usually came out on top. Nico spent years being labeled the nearly man, the driver who was close but never enough. Most people believed Hamilton would eventually crush him mentally. But in 2016, Nico changed everything. He minimized mistakes, maximized opportunities, and handled relentless pressure until the final race in Abu Dhabi. Then he did something legendary. He beat Hamilton for the championship and retired 5 days later. Nelson Piquet Jr. When expectations turn into infamy. Nelson Piquet Sr. was one of Formula One's sharpest drivers. A three-time world champion, he combined raw speed with incredible technical understanding. When Nelson Piquet Jr. rose through the junior categories and finished second in GP2, people expected another serious talent in Formula One. But Formula One exposes weakness brutally fast. Once Piquet Jr. joined Renault, the performances never matched expectations. There were flashes of pace, but not enough consistency to survive at the highest level. Then came Singapore, 2008. During the race, Piquet crashed into the wall, bringing out a safety car that helped Fernando Alonso steal victory. Formula One discovered the horrifying truth. The crash had been deliberate under team orders. Crashgate became one of the biggest scandals in modern F1 history. Instead of continuing his father's legacy, Piquet Jr. became permanently attached to controversy. Mick Schumacher, carrying the heaviest name in racing. Few surnames in sports history carry more weight than Schumacher. Michael Schumacher didn't just win 7 championships. He transformed Formula One itself. So when Mick Schumacher reached Formula One, expectations became almost impossible to survive. People didn't want a good rookie. They wanted the next Michael Schumacher. The difficult part is that Mick was not untalented. He won Formula 3 and Formula 2, proving he belonged in elite racing. But Formula One is different when every mistake becomes global news. Driving for Haas made things even harder because the car offered almost no realistic opportunity to impress consistently. There were glimpses of promise during his points finishes in 2022, but they were surrounded by heavy crashes and inconsistency. Eventually, Haas dropped him after only 2 seasons. The brutal truth is that Mick wasn't judged like a normal young driver. Every lap was measured against one of the greatest drivers in the sport's history. Michael Andretti, a great driver, in the wrong place. Mario Andretti is one of the greatest all-around racing drivers ever. Mario succeeded almost everywhere he went. So when Michael Andretti built a hugely successful IndyCar career in America, Formula One seemed like the natural next step. Then he joined McLaren in 1993, and everything unraveled. The speed was inconsistent, incidents piled up, and adapting to Formula One proved far harder than expected. Michael eventually scored a podium at Monza, but by then the team had already decided. After only 13 races, he was gone. That failure sometimes overshadows how talented he actually was. Outside Formula One, Michael Andretti absolutely proved his level. But Formula One has never cared much about achievements elsewhere. Max Verstappen, the son who surpassed the father. Verstappen had a respectable Formula One career. He showed flashes of speed, scored podiums, and survived in one of the toughest eras of the sport. Then his son arrived and completely changed the scale of the conversation. Max Verstappen entered Formula One at just 17 years old and immediately looked unnatural in the best possible way. Aggressive, fearless, and completely comfortable racing against veterans, he drove with unbelievable confidence. By 18, Max had already become the youngest Grand Prix winner in Formula One history. After that, the rise only accelerated. Race wins became championship fights. Championship fights became dominance. What separates Max from almost every other son on this list is how quickly he escaped comparison to his father entirely. Fans stopped talking about Jacques because Max built something far larger almost immediately. He did not inherit a legacy and protect it. He overwhelmed it. So how good are the sons of F1 legends? Really? Some inherited greatness and matched it. Others inherited impossible expectations and collapsed beneath them. Damon Hill survived the pressure and became champion. Jacques Villeneuve honored a racing icon with a title of his own. Nico Rosberg conquered the hardest teammate in Formula One and walked away on top. And then there's Max Verstappen, the rare case where the son didn't merely continue the legacy, he completely rewrote it. Because in Formula One, talent can be inherited, but greatness still has to be earned every single lap. Formula One history is filled with legendary names, but carrying one into the modern era is one of the hardest challenges in sports. Every son on this list entered Formula One with expectations most rookies never face. Some transformed pressure into championships. Others disappeared before they truly had the chance to prove themselves. And a few became reminders that talent alone is never enough at this level. So the real question is this: which son impressed you the most? The champion who matched the family name, or the driver who managed to survive the pressure of carrying it at all?